Have a good day, everyone, and most especially to our professor, Ma'am Aragon. So, the researchers are going to present to you the research entitled "The Significant Difference of the Midterm and Semi-Final Exam Scores of the Selected EDUC 3D Students of La Concepcion College in the subject EDUC 190." And their objective is to know if there is a difference between the score on midterm and semi-final exam of the selected EDUC 3D students in the subject EDUC 190 school year 2020-2021. The hypothesis. Hypothesis is the educated guess which will be proved or disproved after the data have been analyzed. This research presents the null hypothesis represented by HO and alternative hypothesis represented by HA. And the null hypothesis, the score of the semifinal exam is not greater than the midterm exam score. And the alternative hypothesis, the score of the semifinal exam is greater than the midterm exam score. And this is the claim of the researchers. At the level of significance of 0.05, df is equals to n minus 1, n is equals to 10, minus 1 equals to 9, and we use one-tailed test with a t-critical value of 1.833.
Paired sample t-test. Paired sample t-test is a statistical technique that is used to compare two population means in the case of two samples that are correlated. It is used in before and after studies, or when the samples are the match pairs, or the case is a control study. The formula for the paired sample t-test. T is equal to mean of deviation minus population deviation all over standard deviation over square root of n. To get the mean of deviation, this is the formula. Mean of deviation is equals to summation of deviation or difference over n. For standard deviation, the formula is equals to square root of summation deviation raised to 2 minus summation deviation quantity raised to 2 over n, all over n minus 1. Data collected. Data collection of the score of midterm and semifinal exam during second semester in the subject MM190. So, as you can see in the screen, we have 10 students and there's a score for midterm and semifinal. Students 1 got in midterm 52, semifinal 52. Student 2, midterm 50, semifinal 55. Student 3 got midterm score is 44, semifinal is 42. Student 4, 56 midterm, semifinal is 50. Student 5, midterm 52, semifinal is 59. Student 6, midterm 48, semifinal 51. Student 7, midterm is 46, semifinal is 52. Student 8, midterm is 51, semifinal is 47. Student 9, midterm is 17, semifinal is 40. Students 10, midterm is 49 and semifinal is 47.
Okay, this is the computation. The first column represents the students from 1 to 10. The second column represents the midterm scores represented by x of 1. Then the third column is the semifinal, represented by x sub 2. Then D is equals to the semifinals minus the midterm scores. Then the summation of it, D is equals to 30. D squared is equals to x sub 2 minus x sub 1, and the summation of D squared is 708. Determine the mean of the differences. D is equals to the summation of D over N is equals to 30 over 10, which equals to 3. The sample standard deviation is equals to the square root of 708 minus 30 squared over 10 all over 10 minus 1. 708 minus 910 all over 9 is equals to the square root of 68.74, which equals to the standard deviation or the sample standard deviation of 8.29. The t-test is equals to the mean deviation minus the population mean all over the standard deviation or the sample standard deviation rather over the square root of 10, which equals to 3 minus 10 over standard deviation over square root of 10 is equals to 3 square root of 10 over 8.29. T is equals to 9.49 over 8.29. T is equals to 1.145. Next slide. Decision rule. Since the computed t value of 1.145 is less than the critical value of 1.833 at the level of significance of 0.05, the statistical decision is do not reject the null hypothesis. Conclusion. We can conclude that there is no enough evidence to support the claim that the scores of the semifinal exam is greater than the scores of the midterm exam.
Attached herewith is the proof of survey, and this research is presented by Bahamonde, Beta, and Mr. Gonzalez. Thank you and God bless.